How's it going, everyone? This is Trixx from Maje Smash, and in this video I want to talk about hand placement. I don't think I've ever done a video about this. I've done like hand cams before in the past, but I want to talk about something that I just recently figured out for myself, and it might be useful for other players as well. And this is pretty much how you're going to be holding the controller with your right hand. And I find this to be super important, especially because of using the C-stick and just the way that your thumb naturally wants to move if you're holding the controller in a certain way. So naturally, we want to hold the controller by like putting our hands on the back of the grip and being very snug to the controller like this. However, when you do this, your thumb naturally, if you just, I don't know if you call it opening and closing it or whatever you want to call it, when you're trying to do, let's say, a down tilt on the C-stick, naturally, you go across the C-stick like this, right? And sometimes it might feel, obviously, like if you're really paying attention to it, you can play fairly accurately and go downwards like this, no problem. But when you're playing quickly and your hand's just like this, naturally, if you're trying to do a down tilt, you might get a down tilt, you might get an angle down forward tilt, right? And I don't know if this happens to you a lot. It used to happen to me a ton. And this is like because of what I said before, it's just your thumb wants to go across the control stick or the C stick this way, and to go down, it's actually a very unnatural motion to go downwards like this. Like, at least for me, I feel like, because like your thumb, you don't really normally do anything like this in life. It doesn't make any sense to me. So instead of doing something like this, what I started to do is actually rotate my hand out a little bit so that when I actually am moving my thumb up and down, it is going straight up and down the axis of the C stick, so I can get down tilts every single time I want to, especially if I'm trying to play fast, right? And now also trying to go for forward tilts to the right or forward tilts to the left. This is a much more natural motion, right? Because let's go back to this again, holding the controller like this. If you are trying to do a down tilt, even just, I guess, flexing at the knuckle of your thumb, going down on it, going straight up and down with it, you still are sometimes going to get a forward tilt, just based on how you're coming across the C-stick, if you see that, right? Versus if you're like this, very square to the C-stick, you can actually get everything you want to be coming out much more naturally, just based on how your hand actually operates, if that makes sense. So with that being said, the reason why I thought about this too is because when I was playing like this, I try and do, I don't know, up tilts or down tilts, and I'd be doing stuff like this. Like if you look at, like, even my thumb just looks weird. And that's something I never really paid attention to when I actually look at my hand cam. I'm looking at the hand cam while playing right now, and just like, yes, I've done this for a very long time, but I've so many times tried to do like a down tilt or an up tilt, and I just randomly will get this, right? Like sometimes it works, sometimes I get the up on an angle, sometimes I get down on an angle. And if you're trying to get those tilts, sure, that's not bad, but realistically, you don't want that angle tilt every single time. More often than not, this is going to be a misinput when you really wanted this or you really wanted an up tilt. So, and this is something I find to be extremely annoying when I'm fighting against small characters, like a Pikachu, for example. They come up to me and they try and, I don't know, they dash attack my shield, or they miss a grab, and I'll come up and I'll just do this, and I'll completely miss, because naturally I'm trying to get an up tilt and I get this, right? But if you're out here like this, you shouldn't be messing that up. It's gonna feel a little bit weird because you're probably used to being like way up on the controller like this, but it's one of the things that I'm doing to make it a little bit easier for myself as well, is I'm completely supporting the controller with my left hand. This is also gonna let you play a little bit faster as well, because all your fingers and your thumb and everything on your right hand is just floating, I guess you could say, right? So you're not supporting, and kind of like you have to like let go of the controller to like move your thumb or your fingers to the other buttons, and then potentially have a misinput or input things even slower. So if you're holding everything in your left hand and you're supporting the entire way of the controller with one hand, your dominant hand for a lot of players, or your right hand, is really free to do whatever you want, right? So with that being said, just try this out. Try having your thumb out to the side. It's gonna feel really weird, but I am kind of supporting the controller a little bit with these two fingers, my ring and pinky finger. Then I have my index and middle finger on Z and R, and then everything else is pretty much the same, right? So instead of just being like this, also notice too, like by having my hand way up, I have big hands, but like my hand is almost to like the middle of the controller. So at least for me, it's not a good time. I want to be way out here. I can put my fingertips more so on the buttons rather than being way up like that, right, as you can see. So with that, this is pretty much how I'm going to be playing, or trying to play, from now on. I still have this hand very much so gripped up close. You can't really play like this. That's not really necessary in my opinion. Like, you want to be able to have some sort of rigidness or sturdiness when you're holding the controller, so you can still play fast and the controller's not like moving around all crazy and stuff like that, right? So I am still right here. I'd say I'm pretty up on my tip of my finger for my L button as well. I'm not like pushing it like that or anything, still up here. But yeah, the whole reason for this, at least for me, is mostly for the C stick. I find if you're a character that's very combo heavy, let's say for example, if I'm running in and I'm trying to get like a short hop dare, there's been so many times where I just run in, let me go back to normal, or the old way, and I go in, and sometimes I'll get that, like a fair, right? Yeah, so something like that. For me, I'm looking at the screen right now. If I look back and look at the controller cam, I'm sure I thought, like even right there, I thought I'm trying to do a down air, right? And a fair is coming out. Because what's happening is I'm sweeping across, right? I'm sweeping across like this to try and get that weird motion. And that's the thing, maybe I am alone on this, but I thought this was interesting just looking at my hand cam to be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'm not the only person that's having this issue when I'm trying to do combos or even just like approach with a single move over and over again. Like right there, why is that happening, right? Like you can say it's a bit of the buffering system, but that's not buffer. Because the buffer system will give you that, right? You get a nair if you do it too quickly. You're not gonna get a fair if you do it too quickly, right? Doesn't even matter which way I push. See, so that would be buffering a fair, and if you do it too quickly, you get the nair, right? So it genuinely is me making a human error by pressing the control stick like on an angle when I'm trying to do a down air, right? It might not look like much, but that's the thing. I am like coming down into this corner, and I think I'm doing a down air, right? So just by switching my hand position, I know I'm kind of sounding like a broken record at this point, but I'm really trying to hammer the point home that by having the hand positioning out like this, you should be eliminating a ton of your misinputs. You shouldn't be getting anything that looks like a fair, because you genuinely have to be hooking your thumb over, or if you're facing backwards as well, getting a back air, hooking your thumb over to actually get the back air or forward air, whatever you want to get. Also, for anybody asking why I keep squeezing like this, or wondering, I'm sure this is going to come up in the comments, why am I doing this? I have my Z and Y buttons both set to jump, and this is how I do my short hops. Some players just do single hits, a single button push like that. The thing is, for me, I play a ton of online, and I just can't trust this, bro. I just can't. Like, this doesn't work for me, like, ever. So, I want the consistency. I just do two buttons together. But yeah, pretty much the reason why I was doing this video in the first place is because I wanted to, or not this video, but the reason why I came up with doing this video is because I was trying to do like a kill confirm or like a kill setup, I guess. It's off of a miss tech, and it had to do with landing a weak hit dare or a late hit dare into an F smash. If they happen to miss the tech, it can kill. I don't know if this will actually kill. Yeah, that'll kill. So it was pretty much, I was trying to do that, and I kept on getting like fair. Like, bro, why am I getting fair? Why is this happening? And I honestly figured out for myself that it was just my hand placement, because I was playing much more like this, and I thought I was coming down across, and I was getting all kinds of crazy stuff. So even for yourself, maybe you want to do a little bit of an experiment where you can look at your own hand cam if you have that. Maybe you can even record with your phone and just be like, how do I play? Does it look weird? Does it feel weird? Am I actually doing what I think I'm doing? Or am I like sweeping across the C stick when I'm actually thinking that I'm going straight down? But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Once again, it's Trixx from MoS Smash saying thanks for watching the video, and please be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this.